situation there, dropping the 3 points at home. What's the last little bit of, I guess, a stretch been like for you guys? Mark talks a lot about not getting too high when you guys win, not getting too low when you guys lose. But this stretch going into 5 of the next 6 on the road, I believe. How is, I guess, the vibes right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a couple weeks ago. We're in first place with coming into this week, 2 games at home, 1 on the road. We wanted 6 points minimum, so to end with 1 is super disappointing. Absolutely, we always want to win at home. The performance, on the other hand, I mean, I feel like we created a ton of chances. We didn't give up much, so it's hard to fault the boys there. But yeah, it now puts us in a place where we're gonna have to go on the road and pick up points. Absolutely. So we're gonna see what we're made of. This next stretch of 6 games is gonna tell us a lot about who we are as a team and where we're gonna finish in the table.
In terms of, obviously, LAFC's ambition to always want to be winning and be on top, is it important for you guys to be in that top 4 consistently? Because I'm sure you guys are not looking at the table all the time, but you start seeing gaps being created one way, maybe teams that were out of the picture now creeping up like St. Louis, and then you have the last stretch where things are going to be super complicated.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the DNA of this club is to always want to be top of the table. And, I mean, winning on the road is hard enough. So in these next 6 games, it's going to be tough to get these points, and we're going to have to find a way to dig it out and do it. But in the playoffs, it's the same thing, right? You want those home playoff games. So the higher you finish in the table, the better you're going to feel going into that playoff run.
You'll be happy to see Nate on DC?
Yes, absolutely. We miss Nate. We love Nate.
Go to JR in the back.
Aaron, you've been around this league for a long time now. To know that you have a Denis Bouanga, a Heung-Min, and the offense that is accompanying you on the road for these next few matches, does it make it easier, harder? Do you look at these matches a little bit differently, considering you know who you have with your back, basically, for to these offensive teams?
I think we have a lot of faith in our team, no matter when we step on the field and where we step on the field, that we can get 3 points. It's not a team or a mentality ever for us to go on the road and try to save a point or anything like that. I think we have 10, 11 shutouts this year, so if we can go on the road and get shutouts, we're going to score goals with these guys up front. So, as a defender, I'm going to put that onus on us. Same thing tonight. If we have a shutout tonight, we probably win this game. So, yeah, again, these next 6 games are super important, but yeah, we always back ourselves with the team we have.
Go to Jim right here in the middle.
Aaron, Jim Alexander. Tell me how you feel, not only physically but mentally. A year ago was a very different journey for you at this time, in a sense. Where are you at now? When do you feel like you can be like back to your previous self of a couple years ago in terms of physicality and just like, on field in this certain sense? Do you sort of feel a progression, not only mentally but physically, every game?
Yeah, there's always a little bit of progression coming back from big injuries and getting back into things. I think mentally and physically right now, it's looking at what the game needs. What do we need in the game? Do we need to push? Do we need to sit back? Do we need to stop counterattacks? And just trying to assess those things in real time in games and see where we're at.
We'll go to Josh Chris in the back.
Aaron here. Defensively, you guys have been excellent, basically all season, but especially in this last stretch. August, the team has 5 goals in 7 games. So when the team's not scoring, even if they're getting chances or they're not getting chances, but you guys are limiting the opponents, does that feel like more of the onus is on sort of a defensive game plan, or you guys have to be perfect in moments? And how does that affect maybe some of the thinking of the approach that you guys take into games?
It doesn't change our approach too much, but as a defender and as a back line, we know if we're getting shutouts, we're going to win games for sure. Like we're so hard to stop in the attack. Lately, we haven't been scoring as many goals. But again, yeah, when we are at our best, we're getting shutouts, we're scoring first, we're making teams come out of their shell, and then we can really hit them on the counter.
Today, they scored in the 4th minute, so just the difficulty of trying to come back. It's not been a strong suit of this team this year. Haven't won from a losing position yet. So, just that sort of what's expected of you in that moment and what the reality is, how difficult it is to get those points.
Yeah, I think when teams come here, they know that it's hard to get points. When you give them that glimmer of hope, when they score first and they can all taste 3 points or 1 point, their game plan changes, their mentality changes, it makes it harder for us. Absolutely, we're chasing the game, but they can also sit in these deep shells and kind of counter out of that and create their chances in different ways than if it's still 0-0. I think it's a little bit of a different game that they're trying to play. So it just changes things tactically a little bit. We end up having to push a little bit more, send more guys forward. We give up a little bit more in the counterattack the other way, but I mean we got to try to save the game one way or another.
Hey, Denis, Jim, Alexander. What happened there on that yellow card? Did the referee call it for diving, or was it just an argument that he ended up giving you the yellow card? Can you get us through that situation towards the end of the game?
Yeah, I don't understand with him, but every time I play with him, I have some problem with him. The guy touched me, I fall, but it's the season for him. Checking 2 seconds for him, okay, and I say okay, no problem. But with him, it's so difficult to explain the problem. It's okay.
Obviously, you guys had a record 34 shots tonight and 11 on goal. You got one in. How do you sort of go through that when you guys are playing really good offense? It's just not going in. How do you sort of deal with that as players? And is it the finishes or just kind of bad luck sometimes, or guys at the right place on defense just deflecting things?
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. We can pushing, we can shooting, and sometimes it's not working. And tonight is like that, and we need to keep pushing because I hope so. The shit timing is turned, but yes, we need to keep pushing because sometimes we miss so many chances. We have bad result after.
Go to JR here in the back.
Denis, let me ask you, Leagues Cup, out of the way. Open Cup, out of the way. Now it's just MLS, regular season, and then playoffs. Does it give you a sense of clarity, like a sense of structure for what to do for the rest of the season? Now that you know, like, okay, this is what we have moving forward. This is how we can best, put ourselves in good position. Or is it that you kind of look in the rear view and go, oh, well, we had these opportunities, or are you just full on straight ahead?
No, we focus on MLS because we have only one competition. CONCACAF is finished, League Cup is finished. We need to remove that on the head and to keep going, keep pushing about MLS because we are so close than first team, and we keep pushing. And I know it's difficult sometimes because the fans want to them win, but sometimes it's difficult for us, and we are so tired because we play every 4 days too. But it's no excuse. We need to be better on the field, and we know that. But I know sometimes it's difficult.
Right here, Josh.
Denis, can you speak about the goal? You picked it up at the touchline, then you make the move to the right. Is that a moment where you feel like I have to take this myself?
Mm-hmm. Yes, when I get the ball, I don't talking too much. I say, okay, this action I don't want to go alone, and I saw the space because every time no space. When I get the ball, I have 2-3 players, but I saw the space and I say, okay, I go alone and I shoot and yes, and goal, and it's good for us and for the team because we don't lose. We lose 2 points because it's at home, but yes, we get 1 point. It's better than nothing.
And for you this season, last season, the season before that, in 2023, you were at the top or right at the top in the league in terms of shots and shots on target. This year, your shots are lower. What do you think is the cause for fewer shots, fewer opportunities maybe for you this season?
I know. I have the same talking. It's difficult to me to open the windows for shoot because when I get the ball now, I have 2-3 players around to me. I need to pass or sometimes take the risk. But when I take the risk, sometimes it's difficult 1 against 3. and I need to passing and move. But sometimes I need to take the risk like tonight, and sometimes it's working, sometimes not. But my mentality is like that. If I lose one fight, I go again. But sometimes it's not good for the team, and I need to change some things.
If I could just follow up on that, are you feeling like the defenses are playing you differently this year, or that it's just as a team that the chances aren't coming as easily as they have in the past?
No, I think the team defend different on me and on Sonny too. Every game I have one player sticky on me, and I need to move on the space. And now 1 against 1 is difficult to find on the field for me. But I need to glow up on that, and I need to pass, move, and change my play.
We'll take one last one from Gunnar right here in front.
Hi, Denis. I just had a quick question about you guys signed a new player, new attacking player, Amin Dosib, who I understand is here, is not working with the team yet. I'm curious. I don't know that I've ever really thought about this. When a player is here but can't work out with you guys, do you guys do anything to prepare? Are you watching tape of how he plays? Are you talking about what can we do tactically? What kind of player is he? Do you guys talk about that before he joins the group?
No, not yet. He come last week. It's not the player choose we want to join the group, but we hope so. The visa is coming soon. For help the team, because we need some player, and I think the owner and all guys knows that, but it's so difficult to bring the player because the MLS rule is difficult. But we need some player, and everyone knows that, but we need quickly.
Tie, just getting a tie in a game like this.
I heard it's a team record, 34 shots in a game. So we pushed all game. Even when we started the game, the first 4 minutes, I felt we started with amazing energy. And then they get that goal. And when you concede like that early, you could have so many doubts in your head and fears. And I have nothing to point to the players. They pushed all game, pressed, counter-pressed, numbers of balls recovered in Portland's half, chances created, shots. And there's nights that are just like that, you know. But what I told the guys after the game is, if we show up like that in every game, we're going to win a lot of games, you know. We just feel disappointed because our last 2 games, San Diego here and now Portland, are very unfair results, both of them. I felt even the draw against San Diego wouldn't be fair. So we have to take a lot of the positives from this game. Rest now, because it was a week that was demanding, and be ready to come back and prepare the game against DC United.
Yeah, all games are equal in a sense, getting 1 point from the last 3. But you don't, how do you sort of approach this in practice when you see so many positives in a lot of ways?
Yeah.
Guys are playing hard, and
Yeah.
obviously the game in Colorado, you had to sub a lot of guys and rest them.
Yeah.
Is it sort of just a week, okay, we got 1 out of these 3, but you're set up better moving forward now?
Yeah, I think that a lot of things that in our game are going to help in our foundation and what we want to be about. What we did today and our attitude, mentality, and play is what I want us to be about every day, every game. So they pushed. I feel bad for everyone because they deserved so much more. And when I think again about San Diego here in Portland, to get out with 1 point of these 2 home games we deserved more. So what I have to do is make sure that I address the things we could be better at, but also highlight to the guys the amount of positive things we did in this game.
Mark, how's it going? You said, throughout the season, you're not somebody's going to get too high when you guys win. You're not going to get too low when you guys lose. What has this last little stretch run been like? Is there a sense of frustration? Maybe not so much at the team, just so much of like you're dealing with injuries. You might not have the amount of players that you want out there. You might have some players that you want that, the team has not filled these holes. What is the assessment for you been in this last little stretch?
No, the assessment is that we're a club that we go for every trophy all the time. And I feel we have to prepare ourselves better to go for every trophy, because then we stretch guys physically. We got out of the Leagues Cup, tried to go for it. We tied 2 games. We won 2 in penalty. We beat Toluca, and we end up not going to the quarterfinals because of goal difference, right? We pushed. And then when we get out of that push and get into the MLS and go push again, maybe we weren't fully prepared to attack all competitions. But me as a coach and the club, I think we have to go for everything when we have at least try to compete for everything. So that's the first assessment that I make, is next time in a lot of competitions, making sure that we have all the personnel available. If not, it's better just to use a competition to rotate and rest guys. But then when you go through a stretch like that the performances, apart from some big parts of the Colorado game, but against San Diego and today Portland, I can't fault the guys for not pushing, not going for it, chances created. This is a game I'm sure Portland leaves very happy with this point.
And kind of along the same note, you've talked about how much a week of preparation helps instead of the every 3 days. But this stretch coming up for you guys is also tough. I think 5 of the next 6 are on the road.
Yeah.
So with what has happened now, maybe perhaps dropping points today, if you may see it that way or not, how do you kind of look forward to what's coming up?
No, for sure we dropped points today, and we have to be strong. Going on the road is always difficult in MLS, and you have to go on the road strong. And mentality good, belief good, and just go 1 game at a time.
Take a few more in English, and then we'll go over to Spanish. Josh?
Mark here. Did you address Timothy Tillman yet? Did you speak about him?
No, I didn't.
Okay. One, starting him in the winging position, just your thought on that, and then his injury and how bad it may look to you right now.
Yeah. So we, when we read the game, we thought we would have a lot more of possession in the opponent's half. That's what happened. So we wanted to keep a lot of width with Ryan Hollingshead and have a winger that would play like an offensive midfielder, more in the pocket, to help Sonny kind of as a false second forward. And the characteristics of Timmy suited better for this game. That was our thought. Then injuries are going to happen when we go through stretches like that. So unfortunately he got injured, and we'll assess tomorrow to see better how he's going to come out of it.
It looked like a hamstring. Is that something that he's been dealing with throughout the year, or was this new for him?
No, uncomfortable here and there. Yeah.
I asked you, I think, 2 games ago about shots from outside the box.
Yeah.
You get another one tonight. Again, just how important has that aspect been to you guys getting the results? And then when you're not capitalizing on these chances inside the box to get a goal like that, what does that feel like?
Yeah, we got 48. We got 48 touches in the opponent's half. So we got to the byline a lot. We tried to break their block a lot and created chances, big ones. I think Nick Pandemis was fantastic today. And it's funny, it's a kid that I coached in the regional program in Montreal when he was like 10 years old, 11 years old. I tell him I always wanted to slap him, but to see him growing like that, going from regional programs in Montreal to the first team and now with the national team and a performance like that, happy for him. Sad it's against us, I'll let him know. But so many chances, so we have to take a lot of the positive. And then when you're not able, through so many chances of getting maybe the clear shots inside the box, you have to use other solutions, right? And Denis had a very magical moment, and it was very important goal. I felt after that goal we would probably win and continue pushing. It was close, but again, taking a lot of the positives from here and moving forward.
Okay, we'll go Gunnar down here in front, and then JR.
Hello. Hi, Mark. I also wanted to ask you about a specific player, reason being that it's a little dicey. I'm quoting someone else. Kevin Baxter of the LA Times, who's not here today, said that Jacob Schaffelberg said to him, I hustle so hard and I never give up because I'm not good enough. I have to do it to get on the field. So I thought that was an interesting quote, and I just wanted to see what your take is on his trajectory since he came back from the World Cup. He's got a lot of minutes lately.
Yeah, very, very humble. He knows his strengths. He knows his weaknesses. He knows that the most he could bring to the team is by the amount of running that he could make in behind, and now he presses the opponent, and he does things with dedication for the team. He got in fantastic spots, and against San Diego, even today. So I think he's hard on himself not to have finished those opportunities. But look, if he continues working like that and pushing, I'm sure it's going to bounce for him one day, one game.
Two last ones. We'll go JR and then Steve, and then a couple in Spain.
Hey, Coach.
Hey,
The microscope is always firmly on the offense, right? The defense has been over and over again shown to prove it can hold the back line.
yeah.
But when the offense continues to sputter a little bit with one chance here and there, I'm just curious, with about 12 games to go, what are you thinking in terms of what does the offense need to do moving forward to put LAFC in a position to be 1, 2, 3, 4 in the Western Conference?
Yeah. Today it's hard to explain because the chances were many, right? We think we have our attackers in the spots that they're the most comfortable in. And in a game like that, you have some shots where the goalkeeper does big saves, and then, it's a little bit unfair to judge because if we win the game 4-1, could have been a fair result, and we're not talking too much about the offense. So what I have to do is continue to help our attacking players the most that we can, get some guys that bring a lot of quality, like David Martinez back healthy to the team. Igor Jesus, hopefully he comes back in the right moment, Sergi Palencia, and then I see a team attacking, not only a microscope on our attackers, but all the collective side of the team, right? So, yeah, we're going to have to try to grow in areas because I think in transition, we're the most dangerous team, in my opinion, in MLS. When we have everybody healthy, we're so good attacking the spaces. But when we have to break opponents down, we have to continue building on this and working on this. But this is an area where we have to grow. And today it's hard to talk too much because it was so many opportunities.
The last one in English right here with Steve, and then a couple in Espanol.
Coach, you just mentioned a little bit earlier that Tillman's role, and you talked about how Sonny's role was kind of like a false second striker. Could you just talk a little bit more about that? What that role entails for him?
Yeah. So what we thought is we would play a bigger portion of the game inside the opponent, inside Portland's half, and we wanted to build a lot of the times with 3 defenders only, push our fullback very high to give us the width, Ryan on one side, Denis on the other, and bring Timmy inside to make more deep runs and be closer to Sonny in those moments. It's not easy to do that when you're low. When you're low, you have to stay more in your shape and maybe have wingers that attack much more the space and behind. But we knew that the game would probably be a game that Portland would be more in their half and where we would have to send more numbers. And we didn't want to, in a game where the opponent is lower, and we have to get around them and inside the box. We don't want to isolate Sonny, and we thought that that would have been a good solution. Now, the amount of chances where we get wide and there's so many players in the box, that's what we want to see more. We got in spots where I saw so many black jerseys in the box, attacking the box. One big chance or two from Mathieu Chouanière, a midfield getting in, and one hits the crossbar. I think Nick saves it to the crossbar. So that's what we need to keep pushing. You know, we don't have, I would say we don't have right now in the roster a very traditional number 9. So we have to be very creative with the attacking players that we have.
Marc, ¿puedes platicarnos cómo analizas tú en lo personal este resultado? Un resultado donde el equipo de Portland prácticamente tiene una sola jugada y anota,
Sí.
y sin embargo el LAFC tiene varias y a luchas puede empatar. ¿Cómo tácticamente tú analizas? ¿Es un buen o mal resultado para ti?
Para mí es malo resultado porque fue 1-1 en casa y queremos siempre ganar en casa, pero muchas cosas buenas. Yo creo que juegas el mismo partido 10 veces, lo ganas 9. Entonces es frustrante porque cuando vienes de 2 derrotas, los chicos querían responder y lo hicieron bien. La intensidad del juego, la presión, las bolas que recuperamos en la mitad de la cancha de Portland, la cantidad de oportunidades que mañana voy a ver otra vez y me voy a querer llorar cuando los voy a ver otra vez, pero hay momentos así, hay momentos que las cosas no van de tu lado y tienes que continuar a ser positivo, trabajar más fuerte y mostrar a los chicos las cosas que estamos haciendo bien y lo que tenemos que mejorar.
Y precisamente hablando de frustraciones, hay situaciones que tú no tienes control. ¿Qué nos puede decir de la lesión de Timothy Tillman y qué tanto complica eso más para ti, sobre todo que ya tienes muchos jugadores lesionados para los próximos partidos?
Yo creo que hoy fue el partido número 33 del LAFC este año. Y ya empezamos la temporada con Igor fuera. Y ahí cuando hay otras lesiones no es fácil, pero yo no soy alguien que se queda llorando y yo soy guerrero y yo tengo que encontrar siempre soluciones con los que están ahí. Yo no soy una persona que va a encontrar excusas, no. Los que tenemos que encontrar soluciones y cuando va a volver David y Igor y Sergi, solamente vamos a ser más fuertes. Pero hasta allá tenemos que continuar a trabajar y ser positivo con lo que estamos haciendo.